Live. It's live. Hello. Good evening and welcome to 3 Mississippi on Tuesday. Tonight, the part of Tim from Ridge Life Ramblings will be played by Mike and Sid. But first, Sid, because Mike is being a diva, according to Tim, and making his grand entrance in a second. But hello, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thank you again, Tim, for switching with us for tonight. We appreciate you doing that so we can go partake in the festivities tomorrow at church. And good stuff. So Rebel at Heart, hello. Let's Trade Paint, hello. Auntie Anne, of course, hello. We love us some Auntie Anne. And we got Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse. Like, not the farmhouse. No, farmhouse. I can talk, maybe. So, let's see. Yeah, we got Tim in the house. There he is. Howdy, Tim. I know. I feel bad too because I'm not even going to get to hang out in your live tomorrow, Tim, because, well, it's the whole reason we couldn't do our live because I'll be gone. I'll be at church, but that's all right. I'm sure you'll forgive us. David from Come On Homesteading. It's all going down up in here. That's right. You're not wrong. Hello, Donna K. Pettit Jean, River Run Homestead. Hello. Oh, you scared the cat.
Yeehaw. Woo! Hey, I'm an entire day early and yet somehow still late for this live.
Yeah, that's accurate.
What is going on?
You're not wrong. Hello, Beth. Let's see. Lila Newton. Hello. Into the Woods. Hello, Lindsay. Into the Woods. I just put two YouTube channels together.
Into the Woods.
Into the Mist. In my brain, I don't know what happened in my brain.
If anybody's looking for Lindsay, if she's missed,
she's in the
you
woods.
might look in the woods.
I don't know.
She went into the woods.
Into the mist.
Into the mist. And I actually have not watched her most recent episode.
I didn't watch it either yet.
I looked.
Saw it.
Look, this is my water. You go find your own water.
Yeah. She can't do it. Yeah. So hello everybody. Hello.
No
yes.
Car wash panic attack.
I know. It was quite an adventure. So today, here I thought I had life really licked today. Okay?
Is that what you thought?
Did. I thought we had this thing tomorrow for Ash Wednesday that we're going to, and pantry boxes at church. So like the whole afternoon was filled. I was like, there's no way we can do a live. Tim was nice enough to switch with us, and I was like, perfect. Tuesday's perfect. There's nothing going on Tuesday. Then Frankie texted me from school and said, Mom, I have to be at school tonight. I have a performance for choir. And I'm like, how long did you know about this? So anyway, one of her friend's moms is nice enough to bring her home because she was going to be sitting in a parking lot, in a dark high school parking lot for like 45 minutes if I didn't find a plan B. So
what's going on, Tim? Hey, who predicted, if you watched the last video that we put on 3 Mississippi, who predicted that the David was going to give me a hard time about shooting a hole in the garden hose?
He did. I missed it.
Oh, no, it was via text message.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, no,
okay.
he's beat me up.
Okay.
He's beat me up.
Yeah. Frankie beat you up pretty good about it, too. So I don't know.
That's all right. Go Ridge Life.
Big Country. What is going on? Hello. Oh, Works Littlefield. Hello.
Wild and Free Tennessee.
There they are. What's going on, Wild and Free Tennessee?
We're going to have to, you guys are only, what was it? Like only about 2 hours from us?
Yeah, they're not far.
We're going to have to figure something out. We'll get together. Do a barbecue.
January Bucks. Did you watch that one yet?
Dude, I haven't.
I got a little behind.
He had one posted a couple of hours ago that I haven't watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet either. I just saw that. I saw it pop up, but I haven't watched it yet.
I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm behind too.
I'm behind.
I am behind. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get caught up in the next day or two. What are you doing?
He's crawling in the cupboard.
Hey, cat.
He's fine. He doesn't think he can hurt in there. He's fine.
I'm gonna go close the cupboard. He's all the way inside.
I know. We have the cupboard open because we have the light that you see, so we can see us plugged into this cupboard because the outlet is behind, like in the wall, and the cupboard closes. So we just leave the cupboard door open and have it sitting there, and the cat just went in the cupboard.
Yeah, Philip, Frankie was riding me pretty hard, but you know what? That's good. I'm proud of her. there was a moment in the hunting video actually where she was going to put a round in a rifle, and she looked and she went, somebody handed me the rifle without the safety on. Of course, the action was open when I handed it to her, but she's right. It's those little details that I'm glad. I have no problem with her.
Auntie Ann says it takes a real marksman to hit the garden hose. She's just saying.
Well, if you're aiming for it.
Yeah, I wasn't aiming for it.
Yeah.
I know, I'm telling you. DD5, Dreamin' Drifters 5. Hello, hello. Good evening. I know you guys are going live tonight at 8. I saw just now. That's your first live by yourself. I know you've gone live with like David and stuff, but that's your first live on your own. That's exciting.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I got some stuff to do tonight, but on the office, I got a spreadsheet I got to work on for my seeds. But I'll be able to have your live rolling on the other computer.
Doing the live in.
Speaking of seeds,
you're
guys.
Very welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. He's talking smack about tractors
he's
again.
Talking to MT though. He's talking to MT Homestead about their tractor.
Oh.
I watched that video and now I can't remember what kind of tractor it was, but it's blue.
Well, let me ask you something, Tim.
I saw that it was blue.
I'm curious, Tim, and I'm not taking sides here at all because I think the whole thing's funny. But whose tractor has more horsepower, yours or David's? I'm just curious. Because David says it's his. He says he's got more lift capacity on the front end, and he's got more horsepower.
I know that his live tomorrow, he's got Uber versus Old Blue on the thing for the live. So I think maybe some of that might be addressed tomorrow evening when he goes live at 6. I don't know. Oh, Tim says mine.
Okay. All right. So, I know it's not mine. So, however, I do have a tractor. I have 2 tractors that have more horsepower than both of y'all.
Wild and Free Tennessee says that he'll help you weld up and make a monster tractor. Put it all together. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, look,
all the specs tomorrow night. He says, yeah.
I keep talking about my orange tractor, my Kubota tractor.
David says his has a bigger motor though.
A bigger motor, David says. Okay.
Bigger in the motor doesn't necessarily mean it's more powerful, though. I guess I don't know.
But I think both of y'all are in the 30 to 35 horsepower range, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are like 30, 35 horsepower.
Tim says his little minivan, his mom van, is 475.
Rigid.
That's what he just
Tim,
said.
You got a 55 horsepower tractor?
No. His minivan.
No, he just said 55 horsepower.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Dana says, but which one of all of them cost the most?
I thought your tractor was like
SSHP.
was like 35
I've never
horse.
Heard that phrase before. SSHP. I don't know what that is.
Because my Ford, the Ford 3000, is 47 horsepower, and I'm pretty sure that's bigger than David's. But spoiler alert. Should I spoil that, David? David knows what I'm talking about.
Do I know what you're talking about?
If you've been paying attention.
I don't know.
In the current context where this conversation was just going,
I think
David knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Do I go ahead and spoil it, or do we save that for later?
Well,
I should probably go get my cell phone in case he's texting me right now, trying to figure out what I'm talking about. No, let's not give a teaser at all until David answers.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know. He's still mulling over the name for his blue tractor. So, a member for 19 months. Look at you. Look at you, David. Later, Tater. He says later, not now.
Who?
He says it on here. Later. He said not now.
Oh, okay.
Later.
Got it. You got it.
Yeah. Tim knows, he says.
Yeah,
Tim says I know. Yeah.
I told Tim.
Auntie Ann says, spoiler. Well, I know he's still mulling over the names. We had asked you guys for some name suggestions, and a lot of people said Henry because Henry Ford, I would imagine, was why that was going that way. Somebody said Blueford, which I thought was kind of cute.
Empty Homestead, member for 20 months.
Look at that.
Woo! Wow.
That was really...
Hey, we're doing member-only videos now, you guys. I didn't realize that YouTube could do that. So
we did one. We
did one last week, and we're gonna try to do a couple of months just for the heck of it. Because why not? How about call it Uber killer? I don't know about that. I'm not after Uber. I'm not trying to kill Uber. I
That's
think,
right. You are, David. You're an OG. That is true.
yeah, I remember chatting with David. Man, has it been a year and a half since we were started chatting?
I don't know. I don't know when y'all started talking.
Uber is the sexiest. It might have been 2 years.
Uber is a cute little tractor, Tim says.
No, I mean, look, Kenny's a cute little tractor. I mean, and Kenny is a tractor.
Now he's got the Ridge Life sticker on
Yeah,
him.
he's a track. He meets
See, and I
he meets the
think
criteria for tractor. He's a little bigger than the lawnmower.
do y'all remember that little engine that could look like the book and like the little cartoon? I think there was like a cartoon at some point I remember seeing in the 80s when I was a kid. I think it looks like the little engine that could, but I don't know. I knew you were kicking around some different names. Did you pick a name yet
For the blue tractor?
For the blue tractor?
No. I like Old Henry because it's also like a rifle. But I'm not married to it yet.
I don't mind Old Henry.
I'm still kicking it around. And
it
is old.
Yeah, I felt weird about just doing like Henry because my dad was Hank Henry, but we always called him Hank. I didn't. I called him Dad. But I feel like it's weird to name a tractor after your dad. I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be after.
Well, not after him, but like the same name. I just think it's weird.
Willie.
Uber's getting ready to put it down again at the 41.36. I know. I heard they're getting ready to do some damage.
Old blue twins. That's right. Because I got twins. They're not identical twins though.
That's true.
One of the Fords.
I will give this one spoiler. It's not really spoiling anything. Well, no, it would be. Never mind. I can't.
You might be thinking the same thing I'm thinking, so that I'm talking about. So
okay.
You might as well just.
Well, I'm not gonna say it.
But anyway, one of my Ford tractors is what's called a Selectomatic. It's got kind of a fancy automatic style transmission. You still have to shift it, but there's no clutch. And then the other one is the standard, 4 speeds high, 4 speeds low, so 8-speed and 2-speed reverse. But other than that, they're identical tractors.
David says that the good thing. Oh, I went too fast and I lost it. The good thing with Kenny is if the motor goes out, you can just pull it out with a 0 turn and you're good to go. Because it's little. Isn't 2 tractors better than either of theirs? That is right, Drifting Dreamers.
I mean, look.
Technically, it's 3 tractors.
Yeah, if you're calling Kenny a lawnmower, you're pushing it. Okay, I mean it's a very small tractor, but there's no PTO under my feet. There's no blades down there.
Beth Harrington.
What'd she say?
Tell Thomas Ryan I am not happy. No, I'm just kidding. No, she said Ryan said that it's okay to name the tractor after your dad as long as you don't ride it. And then she goes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Beth.
Funny.
All right. Well,
David says he still loves you, though.
We know Beth didn't give up alcohol for Lent. Although that technically starts tomorrow.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I started on Monday just because I figured it would be like a clean start for the week, and I'm just gonna start.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Kenny was purchased specifically for gardening, and then to be able to help with a few other things. I did get a box blade that could go on any of the tractors, not just for Kenny, but it was part of. Kubota had amazing financing. Like anytime somebody's going to finance for something for you at no cost, that's better than taking money out of the bank, right? If you're going to be paying 12, 15, 16% APR, then you need to pay cash
and
for something.
And honestly too, like for our price range and for the things that we want to do at the scale that we want to do, Kenny is
good. Kenny is perfect for the gardening. And then the Ford tractors, I mean, I really only needed one of them, but I got a 2-for deal. So
Rockefeller is kind of cute.
But the Ford tractors, those are for if I need to do some heavy pulling or scraping or whatever. I did get a little grapple for Kenny, and it's
Brian says you have a fleet
probably
of
pushing it.
tractors.
I have a fleet of
You have a
tractors. That's
fleet.
right. I have a small fleet of tractors.
Small fleet of tractors.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny. It was like all these things. We got the two twin Fords. We got the Kubota. We got the zero turn. We got the 4x or the four wheel, not four quad. What do they call it? They call it out here. They call it
Four-wheeler.
four-wheeler. I keep going back and forth in
Keep
my head.
going.
I'll get there. And then that's Weezer. Then we got Malin, the side by side, the Polaris. So
Yeah, we've been collecting like farm equipment on wheels, haven't we?
yeah, he hasn't let me get any animals yet though.
You got birds.
I've got like a couple birds, and it's not
See,
satisfying
she
my
forgets
soul
the
at all.
agreements that we made when
No,
we
no, no,
moved
no, no,
here.
no, no, no. I don't
We
forget.
had to get a tractor
I know.
before spring. We had to get. I mean,
Okay,
you had to get
listen,
a four-wheeler and a side by. I
Listen,
mean,
I know.
and we agreed that we weren't going to get animals until spring.
No, it wasn't so much an agreement. It was more like you told me.
And you said okay.
Well, I was.
And I laid out my
probably-
reasonings,
Yeah.
you know, so that we could be prepared and we could do the things that we need to
I
do.
know. I still just.
Some of which
I just want-
require having a tractor in order to do.
I miss having my animals and my routine with
I miss having a garden.
and I miss all of that.
I don't have a garden.
Whose fault is that?
We moved together. I mean,
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
I'm a lot. He'll tell you.
So, but
Hello,
speaking
Sherman's
of
Family
gardens, I did.
Hi, Southern Blessed Home said, sorry I'm late. I had homemade fish tacos and dozed off in my recliner.
Nice. Were those catfish fish tacos? Because all right. I did start a lot of seeds this week. I started hundreds of plants. So the garden's coming. And yeah, fix or repair daily. Yeah, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. That's cool. Yeah. Linda wishing DD5 good luck on their first live tonight. I bet you they're gonna have more people than we have. What we got? We got 168 people.
Mhm. Well, this is also not our normal night. We kind of swapped, so it may. And I didn't put it out as early as I probably should have.
I'll be in there.
But
I'll be in there.
yeah.
If you had a tractor, you'd be singing the theme song to Green Acres every time you got on it. Yeah. It's what do we got here? English peas and getting ready to plant onions and potatoes. Yeah,
Said, yeah.
I don't have my onion starts yet.
Yes, Lila, that's right. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Got to even out those numbers. Thank you,
That's
Karen.
right. I ordered onion sets from Dixondale in Texas, and I'll have them in the next couple of days. So I'll get onions in the ground. I should have planted onions in the fall. Next year I will plant onions in the fall, but there was no chance I was going to get a fall garden going this year.
Big Country said thanks for getting back to him about his pepper seeds. He'd asked you a question about it in the comments. I left it because I didn't know the answer.
Man, which question was it? Pepper seeds.
I don't remember what the question was. But
I went through and answered a bunch of questions that seemed like I needed to answer them.
Well, because I told him, I said, there are some questions in there that are out of my depth of knowledge when it comes to. You guys would be very proud of me, though. I did buy a house plant yesterday.
Oh.
And
that's premeditated murder right there.
It's still alive.
That's buying it was premeditated murder.
Well, listen, no.
She's gonna kill that plant.
Look at how happy that one is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so happy.
Okay.
I have a beautiful house plant that hangs in front of the window, and it's very happy.
Southern Blessed, you got your onions from Dixondale? That's awesome. Oh yeah, the windows, the seeds in the window. Yep. I remember that question. Yep.
Seeds in the window and the wheels on the bus go. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah, I actually, what's interesting is I have some super hots. Big Country, you'll find this interesting. I have a lot of peppers that have germinated at about 75 degrees. And then I have a whole section on the end of the tray that are super hots that have not yet germinated, and we're 2 weeks in. So I actually turned my heat pad up to 85 degrees last night. And so keep that in mind. If they sit in the windowsill and they just don't germinate after a couple of weeks, maybe put them on top of the fridge or somewhere where it's warmer, They don't need sunlight to germinate. So, and then once they germinate, they no longer need the heat. They just, as long as they don't frost. So you can take them out of a warm spot once they finally germinate and put them in a room temperature or even a cool spot, 50 degrees, they'll be all right.
Karen's asking about growing loofahs. I heard you mention doing that once, or you tried once back when we were in California, but I guess maybe they grow better in the South.
I grew loofahs last year. They did not do well. I haven't planned on growing them here. Maybe I will do that. That's a good idea. I just grew them because they were cool. What do we got here?
David from Come On Homesteading, future plant replacement fund.
For Sid.
Well,
That's right.
Hey,
that's right.
You know, I kept that one. You've seen it. It's beautiful in front of the window. It's gotten very long and overflowy. The one that was on the porch died because the frost killed it when we got down to 6 degrees, and I forgot to bring it inside. That was on me. So she did. But Marvin, my new plant, he needs like no light according to the tag. So he'll be fine.
Sheila, yeah, I'd love to have some winter onion sets. Depends on what you got. Shoot me a message and we'll talk about it. I'll trade you something.
DD5. They say they like all my bird pictures. Yeah. I love my bird pictures too. They make me happy.
Yeah, in fact,
I don't have all the real ones yet.
One of the mistakes people can make, Big Country, is leaving those seeds on the heat after they germinate. A lot of things do not need heat to germinate. You know, all your brassicas and lettuces and spinach and all that stuff, don't even put it on a heat pad to germinate it. But things like peppers and tomatoes, those benefit from the heat. But as soon as they germinate, get them off of that heat. Otherwise, you're going to start, you know, growing some nasty bacteria and mold and whatever in there. So they just need that heat to germinate, and then they're good. After that, they just need sunlight.
And my basil plants are doing well.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not?
The ones you replaced?
Well,
after they died?
So I tried to hide. Well, okay. They didn't so much die as like I used them, and then it did get really cold.
Well, let me ask you this. Did they continue to live, to thrive?
For a long time, they did.
Okay.
But then they didn't.
What's a long time? Because we've lived here 6 months. How long do you... I think they limped along. They lived begrudgingly in a window on the north side of the house that gets no direct sunlight.
Well, I can see the light coming through the window.
That's ambient light.
That should count.
That doesn't count.
In my world, it counts.
Your world is not the gardening world.
Listen.
You have a window on the south side of the house by the dining room that gets sunlight for like 7 hours a day.
So you're saying I should put Marvin over there?
Anything you want to live that requires photosynthesis, I would put over there.
This one does fine.
Yeah, yeah.
What you're saying, it's defying all odds?
It's not, I would not call it thriving.
It's thriving.
It's alive.
It's beautiful. It's gotten.
It's alive.
It's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger. People, I wish I could show you guys right now because it was a little.
Oh wait, somebody made a Navy joke. I just saw somebody comment on a Navy joke. Can't miss that. I think I missed it.
I don't know.
It was probably Tim.
Scroll up. I have no idea.
It's probably Tim.
You have to scroll up.
Yeah.
Hey, Hat Creek Homestead, what's crack-a-lackin'?
Okay, way to go there, David. Yeah.
David from Come On Homesteading, $5 super chat. Okay, 5 was not enough. I see. Hey, listen, I'm not good with plants. I do enjoy them until they die.
You like to eat them.
I like to have houseplants.
Like I actually went and cut some microgreens today and brought them in the house to mix with our salads for dinner.
Our salad.
It's green for 2 weeks, then it's brown. Yep,
no,
that's how it goes.
I'm not that
It was
bad.
doing great.
No, I've had plants that I've kept alive. People, I kept the one at the old house alive until we moved. I left it there for the next people because the one.
You mean the one that I watered every?
I watered
3 weeks.
No,
You watered it every 2 weeks.
Listen.
Every time I walk by, I would walk by and look, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's looking a little." And I walk by, and then finally I would walk by and stick my finger in there and almost break my finger, and I would water it. I try not to touch our house plants, but I love plants. So when I look down and it's like parched earth that looks like the desert in the Sahara, I gotta water it.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It doesn't need water.
I've learned now which plants I can have and which ones I can't. The ones that
the plastic ones.
Like well, this one I've kept alive for a long time.
The plastic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the perfect plants for you.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
I do. I have a brown thumb. That's why I don't do the gardening. I try when I had my first apartment, I had a balcony and I had little like miniature roses in this little garden box. I thought I was gonna get into planting. I had herbs and whatever. And I kept them alive for a little bit and then then they died. And that's been my MO. Like every once in a while I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do plants. And then I try and then they don't make it. But
I said a cactus.
I had cactus. Those I did okay with too. But in fact, I almost got some cactus yesterday when we were at the store, but then I didn't. But
we had quite a few cacti at the old place, and we did have several aloe vera. What we got here?
Bamboo. It's saturated. Thanks, David. Okay, let's get that plant a fun to grow.
Mr. Johnny Bear, 77, super chat. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, actually, David, you need to send me a list of some plants you want me to start for you, because I'm starting everything.
He is. Yeah.
Thunderstick Homestead.
Hello.
How are you?
The problem with plastic plants is then you gotta dust them. I don't enjoy that.
That's the problem with plastic plants? That's the singular problem with plastic plants?
Well, I'm just saying.
The problem with plastic plants is that they exist.
I like my little ficus tree.
Okay.
I have my little twinkly lights in it, but I don't put on twinkle because I don't like that because it makes me irritated.
Cactus is the only thing you've had success with there, Big Country. Peppers might have not have been the first thing I would have recommended you go with.
David, hello. He says his wife's grandmother had plastic plants all over the place outside. You know what I learned here? And in fact, I asked my friend Beth because I was like, what's the deal with the cemeteries? Because all the flowers are perfect all the time. And she's like, they're plastic.
Wild and Free Tennessee's buying plant insurance for Sid. Man, hey, these are going to be the healthiest plants on the planet because everybody else will take care of them for
plant burial fund.
The plant burial. It's called composting.
I literally
thank you.
I took my old one out because I won along with the cat that I won when I went and played Bunko. I won what were those things called? Not mums. Was it mums?
Oh yeah, those were mums.
Mums. So it's been dead for like a long time. So I finally took it out and like took the plant out. So that was very appropriate.
I don't understand the whole mum thing. I'm trying, guys.
They're pretty for like
I'm trying
a couple weeks. And then they go.
Mums are very popular down here. Like every store, everywhere. I don't care what the store, gas station. It didn't matter. A month. They all had mums.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the deal with mums? So then I Googled them, and there's a lot of varieties of plants that are referred to as mums, and they're annuals. They're not even perennials. So you go buy mums, and people don't buy one mum. No, They get like 5 of them, and they put them on the porch, and they decorate with mums, and then they die.
Oh, Linda, that's cute. She says you have to dust most houseplants. Most of mine don't live long enough to need dusting. But that's cute that you think that. I appreciate the confidence you have in me.
Hey, Josh Ward's in the house. What's going on, amigo?
Irene Turner, hello.
Oh man, watching a baseball game.
Die. Daffodils are popping up everywhere, and they don't even die for winter.
So Josh is not far from us, and he has several deer that are already shedding. I don't know if Tim, you got a lot of trail cam footage up there. Have you got any deer shedding yet? I'd be curious. But it sounds like they're shedding down here. So Frankie and I are gonna go on a shed hunt.
Yeah, she and I went the other day. Didn't find any, but we went kind of late in the day, so we were kind of. By the time we got to the shed hunting part,
you guys mostly were like creek exploring, right?
We were creek exploring, but then she got like, she was like, I want to go look for sheds, and I was like, okay. But then she was like doing drive-by looking for sheds, and she'd hop out and like look and then get back. I'm like, I think you have to really like go look. Like I think you have to walk and look. You can't just do a drive-by and like look to see if there's sheds. Like I think you have to get out and like really look.
But it depends on how tall the grass is where you are.
Well, yeah.
And it depends on where they shed.
But I mean, I've seen
trail camera footage of bucks just going like this and throwing antlers off in the middle of a field.
Right.
And then that winds up getting run over by a bush hog, but squirrels eat them too. So squirrels will pick them up and drag them away pretty quick. Or they may be like smacking them up against the branches and the brush and drop them. So who knows? No, you know what, Tim? I did not go get that M1. I seriously considered it, but I just didn't justify the funds.
Mr. Johnny Bear,
I might regret
super
that.
chat towards the driving tractor lessons for Mike. LOL. Or the plants will need burial insurance. Thank you.
When are you gonna dye Mike's beard to match your hair tips? That's not gonna happen.
You mean the red, the pink?
Just letting you know.
David says ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If Sid buys the plant, it won't be here with us. Words at the burial.
Yep. Wait, where's this M1 you speak of? It's up near. I forget the name of the.
You're still working
gun
on
store.
those same firecrackers I sent you home with? It's been weeks.
But they got 5 of them in. One of them was an H&R, one of them was a Winchester, and the other 3 were Springfields. And
I gotta make you some more.
That was like 5 days ago, so I'm sure they're gone by now.
I'll make a big batch of firecrackers to bring with me when we go to the meetup, and I'll make sure you have your own bag to take back with you, Tim. Okay.
Oh, the Chickasaw Apple Scion. So I don't know if that was in here
Chickasaw
or if that was in a
Apple
message
Scion? What are you talking about?
that he was telling me about this, but it's a tree, and he's going to graft us an apple tree off of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And didn't you say it was from Chickasaw County, Josh? I think you had mentioned that it was originally. Oh, we haven't tried the mead recently, and I can't try it for like 40 days, dude. So
I know I'm not really
talk to me about April 7th. We're gonna finish that bottle. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, on the firecracker list? Okay, I'm gonna have to get a bunch of saltines. All right.
I like Harrington Richardson.
Me too. Okay, David wants some too. All right, I'll send you guys all home with some care packages for sure. I'll make a big old batch.
Yeah, so it was an old apple tree that was discovered in Chickasaw County, and they've since grafted off of it. So yeah, I'd love to get one of those out here. We're gonna be putting several fruit trees over the next season into the front yard. I don't like wasted space. I mean, I love our front yard. It's beautiful. You know, it's this park looking yard, but it's also not doing anything for us, right? Other than it requires maintenance to look good. So Frankie and I were like studying and talking about, you know, where could we pepper in some small gardens? Where do we get, you know, pockets of morning sun between the trees? And finally we were like, wait a minute, why don't we just put more trees? Let's put more fruit trees out here and make like, you know, a thin orchard in the front. So I think it might have even been her that like first said it, and I was like, brilliant. So that's what we're gonna do.
So Wild and Free Tennessee, a firecracker they're popular in the South, and so you basically and yes, Tim, I love that idea. I'll get to that in a second. You take saltines, and you could do it with like the unsalted ones if you like don't want to have as much sodium because they're kind of salty because of what everything else you put on them anyway. So anyway, it's up to you. And then you basically take oil and ranch packets and different seasonings and whatever, and then you soak the crackers and keep turning them in a Ziploc bag until it's like soaked in, and then you spread them out on a baking tray and you bake them at like 225 for a while till they kind of get a little bit crispy and the oil's kind of in there, and then they're just like really good. They've got some hot pepper flakes and ranch, and they're delicious. But Tim is saying, could you do it with oyster crackers? And I'm like,
yes,
that would be really good though.
Yes, you could.
I will make some of those and I will bring you some.
And I'll tell you what, Drifting Dreamers, I know that Tim has the recipe. Not Tim.
No,
David he has it too. I know that David has the recipe, and I know that he's planning on making some on a Fired Up Friday one day. So you might want to get with him and make sure that you get included in the taste test there.
They're really good. I had them for the first time at a church function, and I was like, what are these? Like, these are the most ridiculous, like, cracker. They're so good. And Tim had never had them before, which blows my mind because he's from Tennessee. I guess it's a deeper South thing. And he was like, where'd you get these? And I was like, they're saltine crackers and you put the stuff. And he's like, what, like, where'd you buy them or something? And I was like, no, it's like, you know. So I'm like, I made them. They're just like everybody makes them. They're just like a thing.
So
that's it.
Josh,
Are you
I
guys
lost
Drifting
him.
Dreamers 5? Are you guys going to the meetup with David at MT Homestead's Mid America meetup? I keep forgetting to ask you guys that. We don't have to like wait for a
so
response.
10
Okay,
different no, I'm
oh,
reading.
okay. I thought you
I'm trying to understand Josh's post about. So he says I have several apple trees that have 10 different varieties I've grafted onto the same apple. So you're telling me that you have 10 different varieties on a single tree, or you've the same rootstock grafted onto it 10 different times with different, because that would be impressive. And I'm, that's where, I have no knowledge of like fruit trees. I am a garden guy when, like the down close to the ground garden. But I do want to learn maybe a little bit about trees. I definitely want to get more of them and then learn enough to maintain them. And I'm probably going to wind up getting several of them from you. In fact, if you ever heard of a pluot tree, if that's something that you can create, that would be exciting, because we had a pluot tree on our old property that was the bomb, and I wish I had grafted.
He was going to, and
or gotten somebody to graft off of it so that we had that for here, but we didn't.
Drifting Dreamers 5, it is going to be May 19th through the 22nd. I know Tim is going. I know David, your uncle's going. And I think the rest of 41.36 is going. I don't know. Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah.
And we're going.
Yeah, we're going.
And we're bringing a guitar.
And apparently a lot of firecrackers.
Yeah.
The kind you eat, not the kind you pachoo, pachoo. Yeah. So I don't know
Southern
if you
Bless,
could do it with
you should go.
Maybe.
You should definitely try to go. I think it's
in Oklahoma.
What did we figured it was about 7 hours from here?
Yeah, it's about 7 hours.
And I think you're about an hour north of us, so
6 hours.
6 hours for you.
Yeah. Yes, Wild and Free Tennessee, they're going. Scott and Kim will be there. Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah, and a big barbecue. And Nick's gonna be doing all kinds of barbecuing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's setting up the whole thing so you can try like alligator and pork butt and all of his different stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but you're gonna be leading us in little Sunday morning fellowship, I believe.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a good time all around. Yeah.
David says he doesn't know much about growing and that he will be leaning on you to learn this year. Wow, growing, hunting, shooting straight. He needs a lot of guidance from you, Mike.
I mean, about the only thing he doesn't need me to teach him how to do is drive a tractor.
You guys maybe could swap. You can work out some kind of tree.
Yeah, no, man.
Well, of course, Auntie Anne will be there. Of course you will be.
Yeah. No, I definitely look forward to seeing David get a garden going, and I'll come up there if I need to help you.
We'll put the world's stinkiest fish on the crackers.
No.
That'll be. Apparently, the fish is supposed to taste really good. You just can't smell it. It's like durian, that fruit. That like.
No. This thing smells so bad that even if you don't have a sense of smell, it like permeates into your sinuses and makes you gag and die.
Is that
it's called the world's stinkiest fish for a reason.
Listen, Tim just likes to watch people throw up.
I know.
It's a weird niche fetish that he has. But every time
I don't think that's accurate.
Go somewhere with Tim, his main goal is to try to get somebody to eat something gross and like watch him puke. And most of the time he's successful.
Well, he is going to bring the world's stinkiest fish.
Yeah, and someone will inevitably throw up.
And someone will throw up.
Yeah.
I am not going to get anywhere near downwind of that world's stinkiest fish for good reason. I'm just not.
See, community, everyone has weakness. I mean, I do know top plates. That's right, David.
But I know headers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, puke fish. That's going to be your hashtag there, Tim. Puke fish.
Oh. Yeah, man, that's nasty.
He does. I'm telling you, Auntie Anne, that's his like thing. That's his jam. He's like, what big strong guy? And he loves to watch the big strong guys that like think they're tough, like do it and then puke. I think that's his goal.
Yeah. Well, hey, look.
Tim also does have the clap. You're right, Southern Bless Homestead.
Oh no, that's
Yes,
messed
the
up.
bit that will never die. That's true.
Ah. Um, do Americans have a separate license for tractors?
No,
Well,
not here anyway.
well,
Not on your own place.
okay. So yes and no. If you're there's a special class of license for heavy equipment operator, and when the tractor reaches a certain size and it's being used for commercial use, then yes, there is a special license needed for that. But if you just want to buy a tractor and run it on your property, nah, you don't need nothing. You don't even need a fourth grade education.
David says that David Blunt says that Tim's going to bring crabs, and then Tim said stinky fish in the clap. See, if you stay away from the stinky fish, then you won't get the.
This is just. I mean, this is going downhill.
I can't.
This is just. It's just
funny.
degrading. Yeah, it's falling apart.
In my soul, at my core, I am 12.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. Frankie is definitely more mature than you at times.
100%. Yeah, she goes, oh wow, a lot, because I've said something stupid.
Right. Sometimes I'll be
what
watching.
A time to stop and read the chat. That's right. Yeah.
Careful.
Gotta be careful what you read.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries, Dano. It happens. It happens. That's right, Wanda. He does. He needs medical attention.
So let's see here. I don't even know where everybody is, but I'm just basing everything on my growing zone.
Nobody knows what you're responding to. I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just talking.
No, you have to
I'm just talking.
Okay, you drive me crazy.
Yeah. Bottom line is, I don't know what I'm talking about either.
Frankie was supposed to be here. I was like, perfect. She can be in this live with us, because usually on Wednesdays she's at youth group when we do our live, and I go get her right after our live. But then last minute, because
Frankie is a very active social life.
She didn't inform me. Well, this was a choir thing for school that she didn't tell me about, that she had to be at.
I consider that social life. Well, like that's why
she gets great. Like she gets graded on it. So if she didn't show up, she was gonna
You're right.
Yeah. David says, have you seen Tim at Ridge Life run a tractor? They will let anyone.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I went out. I took Frankie out in the back of the pasture a couple days. What must have been Sunday evening. It was Sunday evening, and got in there and just cut some good size, like 2-inch branches off of some cedar trees that are along the edge of the creek, so we could get in under there, and just lopped all these big branches off. And then we put the grapple on the tractor, and I was like, Frankie, you ever used this thing before? And I knew the answer to that question because, well, she's my kid, right? So she gets on and she starts playing with a third function valve, and she's like, oh, that's cool. That's just like a giant video game that you can get hurt on, right? So she's like, oh, that's cool. So then I was like, all right, go try to pick up those tree branches and move them over here. So, she's playing the come down from the top and can't pick it up and can't. So that gave her a little bit of coaching to get. And next thing you know, she's making brush piles and moving branches. I mean, she learns that tractor so quick. She's going to be out. She's going to be giving David tractor driving lessons in a couple of years. I mean, he already needs her to give him shooting lessons. So I'm just saying.
Let's see. Oh, Johnny Bear says that last week on David's live, he suggested the tractor game day between y'all. You mean like at the meetup? That'd be a little bit hard to bring all the tractors up there, I think. And we'd probably get in trouble with the it's like a state park, the Cherokee Landing
I don't know what you're talking
park
about.
thing.
Get in trouble for doing what? Oh, fireworks?
No, for having like a tractor pull situation.
Yeah, but we could definitely have a tractor pull down here.
Yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie is far more advanced than David. Woo! Safety zone.
Not on a tractor.
Safety
no, but
zone.
she's. I'll tell you what. She's a sponge. She's a sponge. She even told me like a couple of weeks ago
you gotta eat.
that she wants to be an agricultural equipment operator when she grows up.
So you know what that started with? When we got here to Mississippi to visit to see the house, the property, she got really fascinated by the John Deere tractors that were cutting the grass on the side of the highways. She thought that was the coolest job ever.
But now she looks at all the equipment and she's like, what's that one do? What's a
Yeah.
combine? What's this? What's that? Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. And she like everything about agricultural equipment fascinates her now. And then, you know, it's like I put a third function. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot for us to learn. It's a lot for me to learn just the two functions on a tractor, right?
Yeah.
And to get everything articulating properly with a bucket and be able to, and she picked up on it like that. So then I thought, okay, we put this grapple on here. That's going to throw her for a loop because it was like.
She actually, Big Country, she actually just had to pick her classes for like next year and then her plan for the next 4 years.
For 4-H?
After that.
Or for FFA?
School.
Yeah.
She had to pick like what classes. And so for her, the classes that she's available to choose for, like outside of like math and English. And she is currently in FFA, and she's going to continue to do that. But she wants to there's these certain different like business ag and all these other classes that she's decided in what order she wants to take them. And some of them she actually gets like college credit for. So she's excited about getting started on those.
David Simpson said there's no money in running a tractor for somebody. Depends on who the somebody is, man. Yeah, if you're baling somebody else's hay on their tractor, that's accurate. But some of the big ag world where you're driving the tractor for large corporations make a whole lot more than somebody sitting behind a computer with a 4-year degree somewhere.
Thank you, David. David says Frankie's an amazing young lady and she's going to do great things in this world. Yes,
she is.
She is. Oh, speak of the devil.
Speaking of Frankie,
she's home. She's home.
Yeah, the dogs are about to start barking, y'all.
They might. Well, they may not because they're really out right now and they have a light shining on them and they're both passed out. They are butt to butt.
They did not see that car coming up the driveway.
They are butt to butt passed out right next to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
They're funny.
But as soon as Frankie opens the door, they'll wake up and then they'll see the car driving away and then they'll bark.
Then they'll freak out. Yeah.
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 That's where you learn to weld. Yeah. Hey, welding.
Cutting some corn. Can I get some butter, please? Crawl. What?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I must have missed something.
Yeah. I was over here.
Yeah.
I missed something.
Oh yeah, Karen says some of the big drivers out there make a lot of money, but they're driving in the frozen tundra out there. I don't know. That's probably they're getting like hazard pay for being out in the freezing cold. Oh, I know.
What sweet corn variety am I planting this year? It's got a really weird name and it's an F1.
Hey. There they go. It's just Frankie.
It's not an open pollinated variety. I do have
son-in-law.
Arapaho, which is not a sweet corn.